Dr. Smith,
I'm going to
please.
try and encourage other people to ask questions because mine's going to be so bizarre that everything else will be normal.
Oh, okay.
When I was in Australia, I watched shepherds use their dogs to run sheep, and they were very effective. And I'm wondering if it's just because they have a carnivore in the room with a bunch of herbivores, or if the dogs kind of know what you know about how to make them move in the right direction.
The dogs do. Now, the thing is, those dogs are out in the field.
Yes.
You know, and dogs used out in the open, I have a totally different feeling about it. It's in the chutes where I really hate them, where the animal can't get away. You've got cattle lined up, lead up chute, and there's a blue heeler that's snapping away at it, and they can't get away, and that teaches them how to kick with both back feet. Now, I've seen dogs out in the field bring sheep in absolutely beautifully, and they zigzag back and forth on the edge of the flight zone, and Bud Williams has talked about some of those same methods, and that can work fine. So I'm not going to say we never use dogs, but what's bad is when you got the poor cow trapped, and it can't move away. And I've almost twice been almost killed with a double-barreled kick you right. You touch the heifer in the middle of the back, and both back feet come up. And most cattle don't kick like that unless they've had some previous experiences where they've been trapped and they lash out.
Thanks. Great talk. Loved it.
Okay, thank you. Come on. Yes?
Okay?
There's a lot of us here from the vet school at A&M and aspiring to be, vets in a few years. What do you believe is the best thing that we can do to help enhance animal behavior and humane systems?
Well, I think one of the things is learning behavior. And I travel to a lot of vet schools, and I find the student veterinary organizations are just hungry for behavior. And we still have 1/4 to 1/3 of the vet schools that don't even have a dog and cat behavior class. And I think that's really terrible, because when you think about half of all the dogs and cats that are put down is due to a behavior problem. Now, unfortunately, the behavior consult doesn't bring in the money that fancy cancer therapies and orthopedic surgery brings in. And there's been the unfortunate situation where the behaviorist has retired from some vet schools and not been replaced. And behavior really is important. I know there's some people that just don't see behavior as important. They take things off my system that are on there strictly for behavior. I didn't put that false floor in there for decoration. When I first built it, it didn't have a false floor. I found out it didn't work until I put the false floor in. And when I put the false floor in, then they went in. And also I had to get my hold-down rack adjusted so they couldn't see out until they were all the way restrained. Like a 2-foot difference in the length of that hold-down rack was the difference between berserk cattle and calm ones. That stuff I all figured out with cardboard. I mean, it's amazing how you can control cattle with cardboard. Because I found in a packing plant where you've got an awful lot of commotion going around, I had to board things up to solid sides. There's some people, low-stress handling, say take all the solid sides off. Well, if you're working out in the middle of a field, that can be made to work. But in the packing plant, there's just too much stuff around. But they take things off that are on there just for behavior. They go, that's an extra piece of metal. I don't need that. That somehow they think behavior is less important. But I mean, I could measure with numbers the effect that light made that I put on that before I had a light on the entrance of the chute, after I put a light on it. And behavior is important, and you can measure how much stress the animal has.
Thank you.
I got to thinking, have you thought about using hot shots on people who modify your equipment?
Yeah. Well, and one thing I learned a long time ago is you can't just go into clients and rub their nose in it and say, well, you stupid so-and-so, why'd you do that? I might want us to do that, but you just can't do that.
Yes, come up, please.
Hi, I just finished reading Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer, and I was wondering what your opinion is on modern-day slaughter and animal production. Well,
on slaughtering, if things are working really right, in some of these big plants, they just walk right up the chute. And this is why I think we need to be just showing what we do. I mean, I have to commend Cargill for letting the Oprah show come in. We shouldn't be covering up what we do. I've found it very frustrating how, industry just wants to not show anything. I'm at the point now where I want to put video cameras and everything. Let's stream it all out to the internet. Because you can't keep the cameras out. Every phone's a video camera now. If they think they can keep all those phones out, I don't know. That's like crazy. Let's just show it. Because when I've taken people to a big slaughter plant, they go, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, when things aren't right, they can be really bad. And you've got to explain to people that, yeah, when you shoot it, the body wiggles, doesn't stay still. Spinal reflexes, you're going to have to explain that.
Right. Thank you.